What's going on, everybody? I'm Jeff St. Pierre, and this is episode 111 of the Adult Education Podcast. This week, we are welcoming in a brand new year. First of all, thank you so much for checking out my show. I really do appreciate you taking time out of your day to listen to Adult Education. This show is all about learning new things, or maybe learning more about some topics you're already interested in. I speak with experts across all fields to learn more about health, education, music, technology, mental health, and really just about anything that I find interesting. If you'd like to support Adult Education, the best way to do so is to leave a 5-star rating on whatever platform you're listening on. And if you like what you hear, please share it with your friends. I love how word of mouth can inspire new people to check out this program. Well, we just put a bow on 2022. For a lot of people, there's a feeling of relief there. For others, there's some sadness about watching it go away. For me, I think it was a good year overall, but I'm always looking forward to what's coming next. If my addition is correct, I had 39 new episodes of this show last year. That's good, especially since I fell off the radar over the summer. I'd like to do more, though. I'm going to set a goal for 2023 of 52 new episodes. I would love to get you a new episode each week. That is a very lofty goal for me. Like nearly all other podcasters out there, this is a show that I love doing, but I don't get paid for it. It's a labor of love, as I like to say. So I do have to keep in mind the amount of time that it takes up in my life. But I've got some plans for, let's call it an expansion of the show, which I think could be really cool and add a new element to it. I'll share more about those plans for you here soon. My efforts to get a brand new episode out each week may hit a snag here pretty early on in this year. I found out recently that I need to have surgery, so I'll be laid out for a little bit. I'm hoping it doesn't totally throw me off my rhythm, but I won't know until we get there. I do have this guilty conscience all the time, though. Like when I don't post a new episode, I really beat myself up about it. Like, why can't I get my shit together and just post the episode, right? And I think that's been my biggest lesson of this last year, giving myself forgiveness. I like to reach the goals that I set for myself. I'm learning to be understanding of the fact that some goals just won't be reached, and I need to not beat myself up over it. Like last summer is a great example. If you've been following this show for a while, you know that I just missed a few weeks in a row of the show. I felt super guilty, and I kept trying to find time to do new episodes. But in doing that, I was ignoring my family and missing out on time with my wife and my daughter, and the dog too. I can't forget her. So ultimately, I needed to just take a little vacation from Adult Education. That's what I did. And I don't know about you, but I think I came back better than ever. I think the refresher was kind of nice to step away for a bit. So maybe we'll do that moving forward. Kind of take a little break in the summertime. I'm also learning that it's okay to ask for help from friends. I work in the country music world, my primary job, and I've made some great connections over the years with a lot of artists. I've shied away from inviting them on the show because I have this weirdness about asking my friends for favors, but I've realized lately that they don't mind, and most of them enjoy talking with me, actually. You can expect more of that this year as well. I've already got some people lined up that I'm really excited about. I wanted to take a second to share something else that I discovered towards the end of 2022. I'm sure that you saw on your social media feeds filled up with everyone's Spotify Wrapped statistics. You got to learn a lot about the listening habits of your friends, specifically who was a closeted Taylor Swift fan and which of your acquaintance had kids that love Disney soundtracks and Baby Shark. But did you know that Spotify also had a Wrapped for podcasts? You could see which ones you listen to the most. And podcast creators also got to see the stats of their shows to see how many people checked them out. So I took the time, I ran the Spotify Wrapped for Adult Education, and I have to admit, I was humbled by the experience. I saw some numbers about listeners through the site that hosts the show, but Spotify really put it into perspective. Turns out there's a lot more of you listening than I thought. Adult Education was in the top 15% of shows worldwide. Mind blown. As I mentioned, I see numbers through the host site, but I have no idea what those numbers mean. I should figure that out, probably. There was another podcast I listened to that posted their stats. Their show had double the amount of listeners compared to mine, but they also had double the amount of episodes. I was shocked because I look at that show as something that I want to be like, but it turns out I'm kind of already there. Seeing all this really has inspired me. I want to continue bringing a great product to you in 2023. No, I don't want to call it a product. I want to think of it more like a family. My goal is always to bring you interesting conversations with the hopes that we can maybe connect on something. I'm going to try to expand the guests next year. I really want to try some new things and maybe push some boundaries while sticking with what you have already clearly enjoyed about adult education. So I'm excited for 2023. I'm excited for this year. Thank you, as always, for taking this journey with me. I don't know what I expected to happen when I started this podcast back in 2020, but it's been a fun ride so far. I've learned so much and I've grown a lot with it. I hope that you've had fun with it as well. New episodes coming back next week. Until next time, be well.